Good morning. My name is Julie. Welcome to What's Brewing Behind the Scenes, our Tuesday AM chat about what's going on in life, what's going on behind the scenes in my business. Today, I'm excited to say it is a mommy special day, a mommy special, however you would say that. I'm talking about, I was really thinking about motherhood and my business and my life and how has being a mommy, how has motherhood changed me as a business person? Can you guys hear the trash guy? Excuse me, interference. I have the windows open because it feels so beautiful in the morning these days. I'm very thankful for it. Hello. So I'm really excited today to talk about it because when I really kind of thought back, I've been in business for 11 years this year, and I have been a mommy. In August, I'll have been a mommy for 5 years. So, like how the trash man takes like 20 minutes. So it's changed me a lot. I mean, I think getting older, maturing as well has changed, and my business in general, has gone through changes. But I also want to hear from you guys. I want to hear, please hop in. Hello, love. Hop in. I want to hear your thoughts on how motherhood has changed you. If something resonates with you, give me some hearts. Do all the things. And I want to really just have a conversation with you guys and hear your thoughts as well about how motherhood has changed us. And I'm really in the kind of beginning years, right? Like my oldest is going to be 5, which I'm very thankful that I've made it this far without hurting anyone. But I know it's going to keep changing. It's going to keep evolving. So I know, Jocelyn, I know you have older children and you've made it so far and have really good kids. And so what does that look like for you? And what does that look like as we keep growing, getting older? Does it keep changing? Does everything keep changing? Always, right? Let me go get my hot water. Oh no, and I forgot my coffee grounds. But look, I got a really pretty new mug for Mother's Day. I'm so excited. Yes, everything keeps changing. Nothing stays the same. It's the one thing that is constant in motherhood, right? My glasses look crooked today. But yeah, I'm really excited to use my pretty mug. Gaga told me that if I was going to be doing coffee talks, I needed pretty mugs. So, new goals. This one is a beautiful, beautiful start. So, gotta get my beans, my grinds. I always pre-grind my beans like once a week so that I have just in my freezer because I do make my coffee either first thing in the morning, like 5 a.m. sometimes when I get up, or right when my kids get up. So it's loud. Ain't nobody want to hear a grinder. I think my grinder is especially loud too. My husband's like, are all bean grinders that loud? I'm like, yes. Maybe not. Mine might be exceptional. But So again, we're going to do 20. I'm just doing 1 cup. I'm using my Chemex because I'm going to be using my pretty mug. So I'm just going to do 29 grams of grinds. Right now my baby is obsessed with the scale. I'm like, please don't break this. Kind of necessary in my life. Which I remember my cousin Anne, when she started doing a pour over and she started measuring it out, and I was like, that seems a little extreme. But then what did I have to do? I started doing a pour over and I was like, I need the scale because you want to make a perfect cup every time, and you need to know how many grams you're going to put in your coffee, right? Anybody else use a scale? No, just me, just alone. Perfect. So I just put a little bit of water, just enough to cover the grinds. Why am I thinking of grinds, right? Coffee grounds? Grounds? Sometimes I'm like, what am I saying? Just to cover, just to wet it all, and then I'll let it kind of, I think they call it bloom. I don't know what the proper term is. But just kind of let it open up and breathe and be ready to make beautiful coffee. So, are you guys having a good morning? I'm having actually a really good morning. I got my kids out the door with not as much drama as there normally is, or it can be, and got in the car, opened Spotify, and then realized, oh, Sierra has a new album out. You guys might think this is strange, but, or you might totally get it because she's amazing, but yeah. I needed a new album. If anybody has any new music that they love, please. I'm not getting a fake stand right here. If anybody has a new album or artist that they love that I need to listen to, please let me know. But I've really needed some new music. I've really worn out Khalid's new album, even though I still listen to it because it's that good. But I needed something new, so she's been my jam all morning this morning, which makes me very happy. And also today I'm getting a keratin treatment. Has anyone else had a keratin treatment to their hair? So ever since, let's talk about motherhood for a second. One of the side things that happen that nobody talks about is that you don't lose as much hair when you're pregnant, and then when you have the baby, about 3 months later, when your hormones start to change again, your hair starts to fall out. Not just a little bit of hair, but like huge chunks of hair. I tended to, if you actually look at some past pictures, some beautiful pictures that Miss Jenna McElroy took of me, you'll see just like, there's some hair missing there. It's just a little empty. So anyways, and then it starts to grow back, which is the worst part, because then you've got these little like 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and literally, because I wear my hair in a bun all the time, and especially when I'm working, so that my hair's not my way, there's literally just like a crown of like frizzy baby hairs chilling. It's not cool. So I'm gonna get a keratin treatment. They can do like a customized keratin treatment for curly hairs, so I'm super excited about it. Has anyone else had a keratin treatment? I'm really pumped. So I'm going to do that. I will let you guys know how it goes, just to kind of help a sister out. Well, hello, Miss Megan. I'm so excited you're on here. So yes, but I'm really pumped today. Right after this, going to get my keratin treatment. I also found, if anybody else is interested, I was looking for obviously a formaldehyde-free keratin treatment. Formaldehyde is actually one of the main ingredients in a keratin treatment at a normal salon, and I ain't all about that. So I wanted to find a formaldehyde-free, and I called around and finally found that Milk and Honey salon in Austin, do they have ones other places, is formaldehyde-free. And actually knew what I was talking about. Some of them were like, formaldehyde? Let me go look at the ingredient list. I was like, what? How do you not know that? It's the main ingredient in a lot of nail polishes and keratin treatments. I actually, oh my gosh, this mug is so pretty. Megan, do you approve of my mug? Let me show you. I got it for Mother's Day. Maybe when I'm not covering up the pretty part, I'll show you. I thought you would approve. And I also made oat milk yesterday. And I found a recipe online. I forget who did it. I think at Stacey Sullivan. She's awesome. And she had an oat milk recipe. See how it's kind of like stringy. It's a very interesting consistency. Very thick. Definitely tastes like oats. The recipe was just a cup of oats, 3.5 cups of filtered water, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I was all like, sugar in my milk? But, it just needed a little bit of help. I'm still going to put a little bit of maple syrup in my coffee as well. This is my sweetener I love to use. If I am going to use something in my coffee, I use honey sometimes, but I'm going to go I just got a spoon. This is not good. I need my stir. I use honey sometimes in my coffee, but mostly maple syrup. So, let's get this party started. I hope all of... I may have made my coffee too. Megan's always getting after me about that. I'm always spilling all over the place. Do you guys see my pretty Mother's Day flowers too? Greg picked them out for me. So, where are all my mothers? Did you guys have a beautiful day yesterday? Or was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. Sunday. I can't keep my days together, guys. It's like, again, that's motherhood a little bit for you. What day is today? Do I have my children? Do I not have my children? That's how I know what my days are. I'm glad you like my mug. I'm very excited about it. Beep. Oh, that's good. That oat milk is really good in my coffee. I like it. I like it. A lot of coffee shops are using oat milk. So I was kind of like, oh, hey, I should use it in my coffee too. I kind of also want to make, I've made some cashew milk because you don't have to strain it, which is amazing. And you can actually just put less water in it when you're making it and then use it as a creamer. That's what the woman said, at least. So if anybody ever wants the recipes, an oat milk recipe or cashew milk recipe, just let me know and I can post them somewhere in my stories or in my captions or in a newsletter, whatever works. So, yeah, but today is all about my mamas. So I hope everyone, all my mamas that are listening to this now or later, if you're watching the replay, had a beautiful day on Sunday. It was beautiful weather, thank goodness, after everything we've been going through in Austin. And yeah, we really just relaxed. My mother-in-law, Gaga and Poppy came and hung out with us, hung out with the kids. And Rhonda and I went to have lunch at North in the Domain and did a little bit of shopping. And we just had a good day. So I hope everyone else was able, all my mamas out there were able to have a good day as well. It's just one of those days that, I know every day is Mother's Day, every day, we get love from our kids and our family, but it's great to just have a day where, every few minutes, Greg would tell me, Happy Mother's Day, Mommy. I love you, Mommy. I just felt very, and my husband would tell me what a great mommy I am. So it's just one of those days it was nice to just feel extra love and extra appreciated. So for all my mamas out there, this is not easy. And I see you and I hear you and you're doing good shit. You're doing good work. So when I was thinking about this and about motherhood, really thinking about how has this changed my business, changed everything, having being a mom with kids that are not in school full time and that, we're little and changing all the time, and then also owning a business that helps support our family. It's a lot, and it really did kind of put a lot of things into perspective in my business. So one of the things, the first thing I said, which I know all of you are going to relate to, is time. Time is precious, so precious. There's not enough of it in a day. There is, every time I'm saying yes to something, I'm saying no to my kids, and that has become more and more like the reality and knowing that. So I love when Rachel Hollis says, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And I've been so much better. I said yes so often when I was without children and in my business, and I would just say yes to more work, to new things, and not that I don't say yes to new things now, but I'm just a lot more intentional. I have to make more plans. I have to think intentionally about how I use my time, where is my time going, and really protecting my energy as well with that time. So knowing that, if I work all day on a Saturday, which I do every Saturday, what do I do on Sunday that kind of protects that energy for Sunday? Sundays are a day that I have very intentionally set aside for my family. Every once in a while I'll do a wedding. Actually, I have a wedding this Sunday. But that happens maybe once, maybe twice a year. I think this year it happens once. So really Sundays are for family and for me to relax and rejuvenate and to take some time for myself and my family, and to really protect that energy, right? If I just worked all day on Sunday and didn't protect that time and myself and my emotional energy, then I would be exhausted going into the week. So as business owners that work on the weekends, we really have to ask ourselves, where can I get that relaxing time, that same time that everyone else gets on the weekends? And so being a mom in my business has made me even more protective of this, even more intentional about this. And again, Rachel Hollis says, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. So I need to get some hearts for mamas out there if you guys know what I'm talking about. The other thing is that work-life balance is a myth. I love this because even I preach not balance, but yes, balance, like finding, there's time that you're spending on your business, there's time that you're spending as a mom. You also need time for yourself. So we aspire to have balance, but at the same time, it's a myth, right? Like there just isn't enough hours in the day sometimes to be able to do everything to the level that we would want them to be. So I loved that I heard a quote the other day, I think it was Dean Graziosi, but said work-life balance is a myth, but work-life integration is what he aspires to. And I thought that was so powerful because as entrepreneurs, we have, the people that own our businesses, we have just, our schedules look different. They're anything but normal, which now feels very normal to me. But really kind of integrating and having this schedule that, for me, I take my kids on Tuesdays and Thursdays to school from 9 to 2. And so then after 2, I pick them up and I'm on mommy duty. So it's kind of creating this integration and creating just a schedule that looks a little bit different than everyone else's. And that's okay. Definitely okay with me. So the next one is being present. This is the one I struggle with all the time. I feel like my husband's over here will call me out that I'm not always perfect about this. But my goal is always that when I'm with my kids, I am 100% with my kids and with my home, and I'm doing things, my kids may be playing by themselves, but I'm doing something for our home if I'm not directly playing with them. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm just doing things for our family and for my home, and not doing things on my computer or my phone. Do you guys have this where I feel like babies really know when you're trying to zero in on a computer or an electronic item? I feel like if you look at your phone, they're immediately like, like where they were playing nicely before. If you pick up an electronic device, they just know that it's taking 100% of your attention on that. So I've really tried to, when I'm with my kids, to be kind of in that home and mommy role. And then when I'm not with them, I'm furiously trying to get everything else in the world done, right? So that is always my goal. I think a lot of people, or I've even done this at certain points in my mommyhood, where I'm trying to get them happy with a toy and then go do one email that I'm thinking about, or how about I keep them right here at my feet while I'm responding to emails. And that just never goes well. It never works out right. It leads to stress on my part. It leads me to not being able to 100% do either thing well. So I really try and make sure I have enough time in my schedule for me to do my work at 100% so that I can mommy at 100% as well. Can I get an amen? Amen. Another thing is when things aren't working, evaluate. So this is a huge one. And this is something this year, 2019 has been my year of intention. What is y'all's words for the year? This is actually a year that we're in May, and I'm still consciously thinking about my word and continuing to live by trying to create more of intention in my life, which is the goal, right? Usually it's like, what was my word again for the year by the time May comes around? But this year I really have tried to be more intentional about what I'm doing, be intentional about my schedules and how my time is being allocated. And if I don't have enough time for my family or for myself or for my business, I have to kind of look at my schedule and reevaluate. So the one thing, again, as I said before earlier in the live, the one thing that is constant with being a mom is that everything changes all the time. I'll like, something new will happen. Like Ash will go to one nap in the middle of the day, and I'm like, I am rocking at this. I'm such a great mom. This is my inner dialogue. And I just feel like I'm like on top of the world. And then we have a really bad where he's teething 2 molars up top. And for the last, this is actually not this week, he's actually just turned a corner, but he was teething so bad that he was just a hot mess. He was not sleeping well. His naps were super short. And you're like, I'm a terrible mom. I can't do anything, can't get anything done, all those kinds of things. So everything is changing. He's learning to walk right now, so he's a hot mess sometimes where he just wants me to hold him all the time. And Ash is such a good baby. He's always been very good at playing and just playing with the things around him and being really content. So when he's not content, it's like, what? My whole world is turned upside down. So really having to evaluate and reevaluate what do I need to change in my life in order to give me more time. So some things that I have been able to implement that have really been helpful. I found my gym membership, Lifetime Fitness. Shameless plug, I'm not getting paid by Lifetime Fitness for this. But being a member at Lifetime Fitness has been great because it's 2.5 hours of free childcare day. Not free, obviously, you're paying for it, but additional childcare if I need it. So on the days when Ash is not in school, we've been going to the gym together, and he actually has a grand old time playing with all their toys, and I'm able to just maybe sneak in a few more emails, maybe read a magazine. Yesterday I actually worked out. Are you guys proud of me? I worked out. I'm actually super sore today. I haven't worked out since a really long time. Can I get an amen from all my mamas out there? I just, when you're pregnant and after you've had a baby, I know that there are people that are so good. I was actually really good with Gray after my first son, but I just haven't felt right. I felt more like taking walks in this phase of my life, and all of a sudden lately I've been wanting to move my body more. Rachel Hollis actually had a really good quote on her new book, Girl Stop Apologizing. If you guys haven't read it, I do recommend it. I really enjoyed it. And I read Girl Wash Your Face, and I was kind of like, do I need to read both? Are they going to be similar? But I actually found it to be really motivating and just another good read. I listened to her books, which is really fun. But she said that you have to create energy. And I was like, I never thought about that, about how working out is actually creating energy in your body. And I hadn't thought about it like that. I was just thinking about how much energy it takes to work out. So yeah, I've been moving my body more, and that's been a new goal of mine, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, when things aren't working, reevaluate. When you feel stressed out, when you don't feel like there's enough time for something specific, for mommying, for your business, if you're in a busy season and you're just not feeling like you have enough time for that, just reevaluate. That's actually when I started getting up early sometimes, waking up an hour before my kids get up. I haven't been doing that as much lately. Right now, again, different season, different phase, but I know that it's important, and I know that I want to keep doing it. What else have I done? Oh, that's when I started doing those. I've done a couple weekends away just for my business, because as a mom, again, it's really hard to 100% put your time and energy into something and to concentrate on something else besides being a mommy. That has been really difficult for me. Especially being at home, I work from home, which normally I'm very good at being able to disconnect from the home when I'm working. But there's still like dishes that stare at me, and beds that need to be made, and toys and Cheerios that maybe I stepped on this morning. Does anybody else have that happen? It drives me crazy. They did that this morning. But yes, really being able to step away for several days at a time, asking people for help, asking the grandparents for help, asking, hiring a babysitter, asking my husband for help, has been really important for me, being able to step away and maybe go away for 2 days or 3 days. It's amazing what I feel like well, those weekends away from my business were pretty life-changing, because I don't think I even realized that it takes a certain amount of time to decompress and to open up and to be yourself and to kind of let that creativity flow again. So really getting out of my everyday life, getting away from my responsibilities, getting away from that role as a mommy that is just ever present, and really being able to just be me and to just spend time and energy and thoughts on where do I want my business to go from here? What do I want to share? What is going to help people? It really just allowed me to open up and to be more creative than I have in a really long time. So I was just talking today that I need to do another one of those weekends, because I'm feeling that need to do that again. And I've just been really busy with busy season, with spring, and that's okay too, but making sure to be intentional about when is my next one, because I know that that's what I mentally need. So yeah, evaluating, reevaluating, evaluating again. It's all about mommyhood. Do you see how I can talk about this forever? But yeah, and then my last point was just breaks and rest do not mean weakness. I love this because before I had kids, I could really push myself all the time to the edge and back again, to the edge again. And I've learned that as a mom, I have to protect my energy a little bit more than that. I need to make sure that I have energy at the end of the day to be a good mommy. And I have to be intentional about that, or I'll just use it all up for my business, or use it all up for, I want to say myself, but no, not for myself. Typically for other things, for doing the house or for doing my business, and then not having enough at the end of the day for my kids, or even for myself. And then I'm not a very good mommy, right? Not at all. So, yes, breaks and rest do not equal weakness. So yeah, those are some really fun things. I also pulled some quotes that I just loved and then have been resonating with me about mommyhood and about owning your own business. This is from Danielle Doby. I don't know if you guys follow her. This is not specifically about motherhood, but I felt like it was very applicable to being a mother. Our transformation is not always loud and arrow fast. Sometimes it's years later. You're standing there when your jaw softens and you realize you're no longer the same as when you first walked in. Where you were once closed, you have now let yourself slowly fold open. Where you were once hardened, you have now become weathered silk and see-through. It is okay to be here. It is okay to not rush through and destroy your middle. The place where you reach for the future just before you shed yourself of the past. Each valley holds rich value. Each in-between gifts you the resilience to greet what's next. And I kind of just felt like motherhood for me has really been like an opening of myself and who I am. There's like a rawness that comes from, number one, having a child, like growing a child in your belly and then bringing them out into the world and then trying to be the best mommy that you can and falling short a lot of the time, but getting back up and doing it again and again and again, and just the effort itself is what motherhood is. Yeah, there's definitely a rawness that comes from being a mom, and that has taught me to dig deeper and to figure out more of what's in the inside of me, and it definitely changes you. But there are good things that come from that. I found that now that I'm a mom and I'm a business owner, I'm much more confident than I ever was. I'm much more confident in what I know that I need and what I am feeling, and being able to say no and being able to say yes to certain things. It's given me a lot of confidence in those realms that I definitely did not have before. I love this new quote from Beyonce. If you guys haven't seen her special on Netflix, it's so good. But she says, I feel like I'm just a new woman in a new chapter of my life, and I'm not even trying to be who I was. It's just so beautiful that children do that to you. I have absolutely felt like this. You know, I feel like in your early, or in my 20s, I felt that I was starting to become an adult, playing around with becoming an adult, but still really thinking, sometimes missing like that younger version of myself, or being carefree, or not having responsibilities. And I feel like now that I've had kids, I am a new woman, and I want to be the best version of myself right now, and I'm not even concerned about who I was, or that was all part of me, and it has now helped to create the person I am today and help create the mother that I am today. But I don't feel nostalgic about it. I don't miss the person that I was before. That was me now, and this is me. That was me then, and this is me now, which I love. This other one, Mothering Without Fear, which is a great Instagram feed for all moms out there. I just love it. And she says, this is a quote that I've seen actually all over the place, but I love it. We expect women to work like they don't have children and raise children as if they don't work. Does anybody else feel this? This is so true, and obviously we're changing a lot in our society and what we're asking of women. But there's definitely been that phase where we're now most of us are working, and we're not just staying at home, which power to you if you mother, full time. I have such huge respect for that. It is not easy. I don't know if I could actually even do it. I don't know if I would do it very well. I feel like the breaks that I have to do my business and be just me are really important to who I am. But yes, so this new role that women and mothers are now having, where we are working and mothering, is a lot of pressure, right? So trying to break that down in society, that mothers are allowed to ask for help, need help, and perfection is not the goal in either one, right? We're not we're not going to be perfectionists. We're not going to be perfect at owning our business full time. We're not going to be perfect at being a mom full time. That's another thing I've had to learn, to just be more gentle with myself, and to have, not to lower my expectations, but to have new expectations. Which reminds me of this, Mothering Without Fear. She also wrote on a caption recently, 3 tips for sanity, which is what I called it. Shift expectations. Don't lower them, but just shift them regularly. Life, kids, you all change, so your expectations must too. 2, balance is more of a check-in every day and see who or what needs you most. It's checks and balances, ebb and flow. There is no perfect balance, so stop chasing that Pinterest perfect shit. Again, shift those expectations. Isn't that right? Some of the stuff, I love quotes, and I love aspirational thoughts and quotes that we can listen to, but sometimes it's like, that's not reality to be that all the time. The ebb and the flow and the journey are the beauty of it. 3rd one is, don't forget to check in with you. What you want, don't want, what you need. It's okay to change your mind. Start, stop, restart, transition, grow, change. It's all okay. Meditation helps me here personally. So yeah, just all of this. Motherhood is an amazing thing for all my mamas out there, for women that are wanting to be mothers. I've had a lot of people that have talked to me that are business owners now and are fearful about becoming a mother, and owning their own business. And what does that mean? And do I have to sacrifice my business in order to be a mother? Am I going to sacrifice being a mother to own my own business? And I personally don't think so. I have found it to be a juggling act. I have found it that I have to be super intentional, that I have to check in with myself and my business and my kids all the time, and my husband, to make sure that everyone's okay, including myself. But it's part of the beauty of life. And I feel that truly being a mom has made me a better business person, has made me more confident. It has made me more empathetic to others. It has made me more aware of the importance of family. Also, when it comes to capturing my weddings, I just, now when I go to weddings, I look at the moms the mother of the bride and the mother of the groom, and think, wow, like think about what this mom has done up to this point. You know, what I'm doing right now, which is changing diapers and, you know, wiping snotty noses. Like all of those moms did that for their own babies as well, and have loved them and have encouraged them. And it has just given me a whole new layer of meaning to the family that are present around my brides and my grooms and everyone there, and just had a different depth to what I want to show in my images and what I want to capture for my couples about that day. It's not just about two people coming together to create a family. It's about these two families coming together, celebrating who these people have now become and their love for them. I mean, they, you know, those mamas made those kids. They made them in their bellies, and now they're off enriching someone else's life and creating their own family. It's just amazing. So yeah, you can have a business and be a mama and do both of them, not perfectly, right? That's not the goal, but do them well and to make good children, right? That's gonna happen. Yeah, we'll see what happens in a few years, right? When they keep getting bigger and keep getting bigger. So yeah, so I hope this helped. I hope it was inspiring. I would love to hear your own thoughts on how motherhood has changed your business, and how the good and the bad of that. And yeah, so thanks for sticking with me. Or if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching the replay. Yeah, all my mamas out there, love you. I see you. You're doing good things. And yeah, I'm glad I get to go on this journey with you. So have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you guys next week.